Stop. So, a couple of years ago, maybe around December of 2017, I bought this Nikon lens and immediately made a video about it, and it might have been the worst video I've ever made. And the worst part about that video is that at the time of shooting this video, that video is the #1 viewed video on my YouTube channel. Why? Why does it have almost 3,000 views? Two things that I need to say before I say anything else. Number one, I did not pay the full $1,000 for this lens. I don't believe it's worth $1,000, so I got it used for 500 bucks and it works great. Number two, I shot that video with Nikon's flat picture profile long before I had any idea what color grading even really was. So that image just looks like a flat piece of blah. It's such a bad video. So I wanted to redeem myself by talking about this lens again, but this time I get to talk about how the lens has served me since I've owned it. This time I'll go a little bit more into detail about the lens itself. I'll get into some pros and cons and some things that I like about it, some things I wish I could change, and some recommendations, as in would I recommend this lens, do I intend to keep using it. I'll get into all of that, and we'll get started right now. Oh yeah, and if everybody could watch this video and never watch that other video again, that'd be great. First things first, this is the Nikon NIKKOR 16 to 80mm f2.8 to 4E VRDX lens. This is a Nikon zoom lens for crop sensor Nikon cameras, hence the DX in the name. VR stands for vibration reduction, which is Nikon's version of image stabilization. It has a focal range of 16mm to 80mm. It has a maximum aperture of f2.8 at 16mm, and if you zoom all the way in to 80mm, you have a maximum aperture of f4. And fortunately for me, all of the above work just fine in this half-priced used example of this lens that I only paid 500 bucks for. So now let's get into the pros and cons of this lens, my pros and cons of this lens. First off, if I had to describe this lens with one word, it would be versatile. The reason I bought this lens is its versatility. Almost every video I've made, this lens was involved one way or another. I've used it for events, travel, marketing purposes. I've even used it for interviews. So it's incredibly versatile. It's also very durable, so I have no idea how many people have owned this lens. Couldn't even guess how old it is, but everything here still works. The focus ring is still very smooth. The zoom ring is kind of sticky here and there, but it's hardly anything that'll interrupt any shooting that I have to do, so it still works just fine. It's more than okay. This lens is also very compact. I have seen prime lenses bigger than this. I've used prime lenses bigger than this. I've owned a prime lens that's bigger than this. So this is really easy to just stuff into a camera bag, take it with you, travel with it. I've taken this to the Philippines. So those are some things that I really like about it. It's compact, it's durable, it's versatile. That's definitely the biggest thing. The cons that I have to get into. These are things that I wish the lens would have or would be different about it. Probably my biggest complaint about this lens is the variable aperture. So at 16mm, you can open it up to f2.8, but at 80mm, the most you can open it up to is f4. I kind of wish it had a constant f2.8 aperture. That would be really nice, but the reality is I shoot a lot at f4. If I'm using this lens, I typically just set it to f4. I shoot a lot at f8 as well, especially outdoors in bright sunlight. So that's hardly an issue. It's easy enough for me to work around, but a constant f2.8 would be nice. I also would have liked it if this thing had some more metal on it. The shell is hard plastic, and the reality is the hard plastic is doing its job and it's doing it well. As I said, this is very durable. Don't know how old it is, don't know how many people have owned it before me, and everything still works, and the hard plastic is doing its job and doing it well. But I would have liked to see some more metal. Nitpicky little preference for me, I guess. That's really it. The variable aperture and the hard plastic are really my only complaints about this thing, and they're hardly complaints. So after owning and using this lens for over a year, would I recommend it? Absolutely yes. If you have a Nikon crop sensor DSLR camera like my D5500 over here. I don't believe this lens is worth over $1,000. So if you happen to have a Nikon DSLR camera and you're thinking about getting this lens to attach to it, go for it. But I would recommend finding a used example for 500, 600, 700 bucks. I wouldn't pay over $1,000 for this, and I'm sure there are plenty of used these things floating around the photography and videography world. Of course, my biggest recommendation is always to do your own research. Think about the work that you're doing, think about the work that you want to do, think about your current situation, the equipment that you have, the equipment that you want, and if that lens fits into all of the above, look for a used one. Last thing that I want to cover is, will I continue to use this lens? Honest answer is yes, but not as much. So right now I'm shooting this video on the Sony a6400, which I've picked up, and this has become my new workhorse camera. So I still have my Nikon D5500, but I'm not using it quite as much as I did before I picked up the Sony. But if I have my Nikon with me, this lens is coming with me too. It's versatile, it's durable, it works every time, so I have no intention of getting rid of it anytime soon. So that's my take on the Nikon 16 to 80mm f2.8 to 4E DXVR lens. Hope this was helpful or insightful or interesting or all of the above. And of course I'm also hoping that this video serves as redemption for the first video that I made about this lens. Again, if everybody could watch this video and never watch that other video again. I am Ouano, I'm a filmmaker here in the Bay Area. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. You're also welcome to subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you need help with video, whether it's for marketing purposes or any purposes, send me an email, say hi. Thanks so much for watching.